All right, folks, we finally hit the finish line for this season of From Season 4, the finale, episode 10. If a tree falls in the forest, ... Where this finale episode is brought to you by the good old folks, the Duffer Brothers, and so much more to talk about later on in our full recap, breakdown, and spoiler discussion of this episode. How's everyone doing? Y'all ready for this one? Because we're here. We finally got it. We finally made it, and we got a lot to talk about here. So let's just jump right into it. I'll come back to the Duffer Brothers joke in a minute. But first and most important question: episode 10, the finale, did it live up to your expectations? Why and why not? Or why not? Kimi, Miss Kimi, Queen Kimi, talk to me.
Let me get ready.
Let me get ready is crazy.
Let me get ready. Let me stretch out the shoulders a little bit. No, it didn't live up to it, but I feel like we know what happened. We spoke about this probably 3 episodes back. I'm going to do a whole reenactment for you guys. I think they got the green light that season 5 was a go. They did a whole rewrite for what was supposed to happen throughout episodes 8, 9, and 10. And it was like, this is what we'll leave y'all with. Because I cannot believe we had big Raggedy Ann dolls walking through the forest. They survived a night outside. We have no idea how they did that. They just somebody was made realive by an egg yolk. They knew that Fatima was dying. Pretty much everything. I just want to point out to you guys that everything that me and Lucas predicted to happen has happened. We knew Fatima was dead.
What? Hold on. What the hell is with this? Me and Lucas, like I'm not here. That's the last time. You know what? It's fine because y'all catch strays every time, so it's okay. And I'm fighting the comments for y'all, but yet I'm getting chopped up by my own folks. Continue. How do I cut my camera off real quick?
Let me see. About the stuff that me and Lucas was right about.
I'll see y'all later.
Me and Lucas was right about. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Lucas and I were right about Fatima, right? The only thing that they stopped, where I would seem to be wrong, is that they didn't carry out the kill on Victor. They stopped it, right? And I was like, oh, they said no, Victor didn't kill, so they stopped it because they got greenlit for a whole nother season, right, Najir? Because this is something you said, right? They got greenlit in the middle of filming this to go for season 5. So now we know that whatever they had planned for the season finale or the penultimate episode for episode 9 and then subsequently now episode 10, they're not going to do, because that whole thing when they stopped Henry from killing somebody, I was like, oh, so we don't get no Big Bang. The only Big Bang was Fatima turning into one of them. So now we know, or at least we think we know, that we're really on a time loop, right? Well, I don't know if we're going to talk about that.
We will. Lucas, let's go to you now. Did it live up to your expectations? No. I just want to get through our openings. We'll get through everything. We got a few questions at the top of the show here. So, Lucas, for you, did it live up to your expectations? Why or why not?
Oh man, it lived up to the theme song. I mean, whatever will be, because that's how this episode felt. Like they were just like, whatever will be, will be. We just gonna do everything. We got Sophia. Am I saying her name right? I'm sorry. I got angry during this episode. You got Sophia going around collecting talismans like she in Jackie Chan Adventures. You got all this other stuff happening, but it felt, and this is my issue with it. It felt so incomplete for end of the season, and it's the first time, as someone who loves this is the first time at the end of the season where I felt disappointed. And again, Kimi brought it up, you brought it up before. At times I don't like it when shows know they have another season, because it can lead to you unnecessarily holding back something. And at times you're going to lose your audience because there's no anticipation really for what's next. You've disappointed me for, let's say, for a lot of people's thought of this season, the last 4 episodes.
Yeah.
And while it's some cool things that happen in this episode, it's nothing big or monumentous to exactly what's going on here. I mean, and that's the biggest issue, is that I remember the feeling of last season ending, and I couldn't wait for season 4. I can wait for season 5. I would be fine waiting. And I think that's what you don't want from a show like From. And I know me and Kimi, and I'll close it out here. Me and Kimi talked a lot about this show being compared to Lost. This is how it felt before that last season of Lost. It felt like you just stretching this out for no reason. And that's what it felt like with this episode.
So I'm getting there to answer my question. Did it live up to expectations? Why or not? It didn't. The ending fell completely flat. Thinking a little bit about maybe the business to this, I actually think this is a case of the reverse of what I actually always say about how most episode 10s is essentially established almost as a connective pilot for the next season, so that you establish episode 10 and almost the connection to episode 11, but season 1 of the next season is saying, here's where the story is going to go. I almost feel like, to your point, Kimi, that 8, 9, and 10 was not so much of a rewrite, but I felt like 9 and 10 were canned episodes to pitch for the renewal about where it's going to go. Because episode 8, if you think about episode 8, it ended with Tabitha being held up against the RV outside with the man in yellow. You know what's interesting about that? That's what kind of happened to Jim on the last episode of last season. And to say, did it have 8 episodes this season before they got renewed? Possibly, because they possibly didn't know where it was going to go until they did get it renewed. And maybe they had to pivot to say, now we need a full 10 seasons. Throw those 2 episodes that possibly could have been the beginning of the next season, throw it on the end of this, and call that a season, which tells me that I feel very optimistic about what the next season 5 episode 1 is going to be, because that feels like actually really coming out of a gate of an episode 3 of a season, which episode 3 in this season was also one of the better episodes of it. But 9 and 10 was in cruise control. I mean, this one ended so anticlimactic. I literally thought, could we have a mid-credit scene? Because they sure as hell could use one. I would not be surprised if we see a trailer or something for the next season very soon, and they announce a release date of some sort. I just feel in a way that the way how this ended, I mean, Sophia and the man and the boy in white kind of talking about, oh yeah, it looks like you're gonna lose this time, but we'll see. Her putting down the talisman down the tree stump is not the closing shot I would have went with. I don't feel at all so optimistic about what the next chapter is going to be, only beyond my thought of the business aspect of this. That says, to me, this felt like this was an 8 episode season. 2 more were supposed to be a pilot for me, because let's just call it what it is. If this was an episode 2, would we be having the same measure of like displeasure? No. Episode 3 is coming next week, but this is an episode 10, and this is supposed to make us want to see what's going to happen next. It's so funny. I've been rewatching The Walking Dead, and season 7 of Walking Dead is so good. But the finale of The Walking Dead in episode 10 is like season 7 was like this big war, and they had kind of all won. They all come together, and they're kind of like, you know, we survived. Here's what's left. You felt the payoff of everything. Sophia putting the talisman down is absolutely not a payoff to me. This is 100% just the next bit of her terror. So I don't know. It felt fat. I'd love to hear what everybody in the comments y'all feel about this. But the next question I want to ask you all.
Can I say one more thing before we go on? Because I think you went back to The Walking Dead, and I think it's a better comparable show that I know you're a fan of, and I think Kimi's a fan of, and that is House of Dragons.
Okay.
The same disappointment that people felt with the way season 2 ended, and its audience really spoke about it. And then all of a sudden, you get season 3 opening episode, and they're like, "Oh my God, I see now why they ended this way." So that's the hope you're holding on with from, where you're like, possibly the first episode of season 5, you like, "Oh, I get it. Maybe this is why you ended it that way." It's not the best tactic to use, especially on a show like From.
Yeah.
But the most we can do at this point is hold out hope that that's what they were thinking.
It's so funny because I did not really have a displeasure for House of Dragon season 2, but also if you read the books, and I really don't like to use that as a crutch, but like it was imminent that the war was coming. I tell you what, it would have been a problem if what happened in episode 1 didn't happen in episode 1 and they drug it out any further. But to that point, I do appreciate if you're going to have this super lackluster finale, they have to come out guns blazing. Season 5, episode 1. The bar and the expectation for that episode is so high for me right now. I can't even imagine what I'm gonna be feeling if I'm disappointed. But let's go. Let me go to the next question real quick.
Oh,
okay.
Really quick. What is the biggest question still unanswered from season 4 for you all? Of all the things that's happened, pick the one thing that happens to still be your biggest. We don't have the answer, and you cannot use what's happening in the town. That's not the one. Any other little sub things that you feel is still unanswered from this? And Kimi, we go to you, or do you need to warm up again? Get the muscles ready.
No, I think I know. I think I know what's unanswered for me. It's just about how time runs within the town. Time does not seem to be linear there, obviously, because of the stuff that we have belabored, and I won't go into it on this episode because it's going to take up another 20 minutes. But time is not linear in the town, or at least we don't think it is, and I think that that's not being answered. Like, what exact timeline are we on? How do these people function within time in the timeline? Is it going continuously, or like how we think of time here, or are they in different time zones, or are different things happening within different times at the same time within the town?
I'm going second here, and I'm just going to say I'm still waiting for the answer of what's going to motivate Julie to get out there and want to story walk again. That is still a big mystery, and while we know Tabitha's still alive, but she doesn't know it just yet. And I thought it was kind of bad guardianship for them not to say, hey, they may still be alive when they got the signal. Probably should have went and told the kids right away, like, hey, we got some good news. We think they might still be alive. So they're still in limbo right now. But what's going to ultimately motivate her to say, I have to go try this again? And last but not least, as my 1B, what in the world is going on with paranormal activity in the Matthews house? I still, to this point, have no clue. This zero clue, zero prediction, zero connection, zero theories. Those cabinets and stuff opening up. We started off by saying, oh, it might be Jim. Oh, it might be an evil entity. It might be something connected to Boyd. Who the hell knows? There's nothing that traces this to it. And I wish, for the love of God, that somebody would address the same concern in the show. They walked out of that kitchen like, oh man, it's happening again. And nothing else. Like, no one said, okay, what do you mean it's happening again? Donna first time experienced that. What do you mean it's happening again? Explain to me what you mean it's happening again. Like, give me some more details. Did the temperature drop? Like, give me something right now. I'm gonna have to get the Ghost Brothers. I know their show got canceled, but like, get my boys back out there. They'll get down to the bottom of this paranormal activity nonsense that's going on in the Matthews house that has never been a connection, a tie, a quick Q&A, anything. It just happens, and they're just like, oh, okay, it's almost as good as the ice cream truck going down the street. You either going to get something or you're not. They don't even care. This is going by. It's like, oh, it's there you go again. But that's my 1A and 1B. What about you? What is your biggest unanswered question, Lucas?
Why the hell has no one figured out that Sophia is evil? I've never seen someone sneak around this much in a town. The town is so small.
Like this.
Yes. And she ain't like even attempting to hide that she's sneaky. And you're like, so no one's picking up on this. So here's the thing. We watch people in the town lock their doors. She amazingly could go around snatching all the talismans and no one's door is locked. Are you kidding me? Like it's so perplexing that they gave you hints that this would be a problem. And they was like, man, we're gonna just hold off and just completely gloss over this. And we're not gonna bring up anything else about the actions that she's taking this season and why these creepy things are now happening once she got to town. Literally, we had a season where they thought the whole family was evil because everything went chaotic when they got to the town. And then here comes Sophia and no one questions anything. And it's like, oh, so, okay. All right. Like, you still, and then you brought up my other one because I was about to say, like, is someone going to discuss Patrick Swayze and why is he able to do all this stuff and no one's making any questions about this? Like, it literally, the moment he said it's happening again, like, so we didn't address it the first time.
Yeah,
there's admit that it happened again.
There's a lack of proper reaction to things in town. Like, people are dropping and saying some major things, and people aren't like almost either rebuttaling or hold on, run that back, because like people just be saying things and people just be on to the next. Now, if the idea that the tension is so high and there's this overalling dread across the town that no one could sort of focus in the right senses, they need to play that up a little bit. I'm still not convinced that that's a factor. And if you want us to buy into it, then it's nothing but one conversation. Somebody like Donna, who's always sort of got their eyes and ears to the street, to recognize and say something like, yo, this town really has people not communicating or people just overlooking important details. Like, as Donna says that, everything makes sense to me. The only character I think that could possibly do that and say that right now. They
nerfed her with a heart attack. They nerfed her with a heart attack.
Hey, they buffed Fatima though, so we're gonna talk about that in a minute.
And one more thing, Christy. No offense, because I am part of the Pleasantly Plump community. She's too big to be sneaking around doing stuff.
her name is Chloe, but yes,
Chloe,
okay.
Yes, because she's too big to be sneaking around.
Christy has a whole nother thing going on right now. But speaking of Christy, we do have two major deaths this episode. Elgin being one and Mary being the other. Now, I know we kind of predicted some of our people. I think, Lucas, you said Elgin could be got.
Early in the season, I thought so, but I was clearly not thinking about him. Not in the season 10 finale.
Yeah,
he should be like episode 6.
I say maybe one again, but see, if this is episode 2, don't it feel a lot different?
Yes.
That's it's not episode 2.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's what I keep saying. Like, this show has been very good at toning for 3 super strong seasons. That's what I'm saying. If episode 8 had ended it with Tabitha and the man in yellow, and we like, oh my God, is he gonna do what he did at the gym?
Perfect. That's a perfect end to the season.
And then we come back with episode 1, them going into the caves. Like, okay. Episode 2, they get stuck in the cave. Okay, more questions, 2 deaths. Episode 3, I mean, again, the expectations for season 5, episode 1 is so damn high right now. Like, it's gonna be a crazy, when we get back to recapping, it's gonna be a crazy time next season, because that's the finale. And I mean, you up the bat, bases are loaded, you're down by 2 in the bottom of the 9th. They have to hit the whole run. Otherwise, we be having a conversation of this being the best show to drop the ball in the final season.
Heroes.
Heroes.
That season 2 of Heroes is
that is.
You don't want that type of drop.
Oh, snap. I didn't. Yeah, that's a good one. But y'all let us know in the comments y'all thoughts about, did it live up to the expectations or not? what are your biggest questions still unanswered? And obviously our two major deaths in Elgin and Mary. But yes, we start this episode off right back in the caves where everybody's above. They're waiting to see what's going to happen. They're waiting to get the signal while we get Tabitha and Jade getting the bones. And then we also see that they were able to sort of establish a protected room by protection of the talisman, because the creepy creeps are behind this little plastic cape. They can't enter. But during this, I'm just, I kind of going to put a lot of the scenes together. While this is happening, they're digging the bones. Tabitha and Jade are having a conversation where Jade is basically like, hey, let's not lie. I don't really have a plan of us getting out of here, because once we open up this tree, they're going to come in. You're going to go up with the bones, and we're going to see what it's going to do. I usually don't like Heroes Complex. I'm not mad at this one. I'm not mad at Jade's arc this season, because he's kind of been of a little bit of a sideline hustler. He's the passenger that's trying to tell you how to drive and got all the best routes. I almost said something, but I know he'd be watching. But, we all got one of those in our family who, like, you don't need that GPS. because they know better.
Take you around a mulberry bush to get somewhere. You'd be like, damn. 20 minutes out my way.
Oh, you sneak it back on. You be like, interesting. But Jade has kind of been that person where, like, he has all these great ideas. They know he's somehow connected to it, but he's been doing a lot from the sideline. Now he's a soldier on the front line, and he takes the moment to put Tabitha first. And it's not only is the right thing to do, but I think it's a good little part to his art. But that's no here nor there.
Jade moves the story forward. He's the only person.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That you said that moved the story forward?
Yes.
Is he the only person? I am going to think about that. That might not be that. I mean, I don't think it's a bad take, but if that is actually like the take, that's a crazy take. Like
for this season.
Yeah. Jade has been the only one to move the story forward. He has been the only one to go against the grain. He's the only one to think about all of the things that Jade has done. He took mushrooms. Nobody else is going to take no mushrooms from outside. He drank the blood, even though his little self is telling
him. The kid told him not to do it.
Right? Yeah. He went down came up with the plan.
Yeah.
He came up with the plan.
He came up with the plan his way too, by the way.
He went against Boyd, even though Boyd is like, oh, I don't want to do this. You're telling me to do this, and we're going to put people in danger. You're already in danger. And he went down there knowing that there wasn't a surefire way of both of them coming out of there. He is the only one really trying to get, not saying he's the only one really trying to get out of there, because I do think Tabitha is trying to figure this out too. Mm-hmm. But he is more willing to make the sacrifice of himself to get out of there.
Yeah, his character arc led the season. That's the best way to like.
I think, I do think, Well, I say by hearing that, absolutely agree. I think in the sense of the viewers and us trying to figure out what's going on with the town is 100% him. I do think from the other perspective about the chaos in the town, obviously Sophia plays a major part in that,
of course.
But I also think her, and as you have labeled her, agent of chaos, I think moving her part of the story forward, I think Boyd plays a big part, because when you talk about the lack of hope amongst everybody, this man Boyd has been scrambled eggs for 10 episodes now. Even in this episode, he was sitting ready. He was getting there ready to say, what are we going to do? We're not going to do anything. And then Sarah was like, hold on. I got a signal. And he immediately shut up. He was like, oh, okay. I guess we are going back in the cave. And then he jumps back into his hero complex like, it's got to be me. Only me. I can't put nobody else in danger. Like, the Boyd arc of this season, I think probably is the major thing to go back and really dissect the ins and out of it, I
want you to think about. First of all, I want to give props to Najir on something. Najir is a wonderful writer. For those of you who don't know, please go check out some of his work.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like a script writer. I was like, oh, tell me something I wrote. Oh yeah, I can do reviews. I thought you were talking about the script. I was like, tell me something here.
My man wrote I Love Boosters.
No. But I just want you to think about how you put out a story, right?
Yeah.
And how you structure things.
Mhm.
If we have a narrative moving the story forward or something that you're trying to get to in what you're writing, right? There is also something that is holding the story back. And even though Sophia is the agent of chaos, like we label her, right?
Mhm.
She is essentially holding the story back. She is
Yeah.
the one that is throwing the wrench in the plans for them to not move forward. Hence the talisman. Hence asking why y'all going down there for the bones. Why y'all trying to open this door? Like she is actually the stop of progress, the halt of progress. Her chaos is stopping the progress. Her chaos is killing Elgin. Her chaos is making sure that what's Shorty name that was freaking out in the ambulance. Like
Patty.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I love some Patty this episode, man. I can't wait. We just about there. I cannot wait to talk about her right there.
But do you see what I'm saying?
My God.
Like Sophia doesn't push the story forward. If anything, she's moving the story back. Like yes, she is. She's giving us.
She's a great villain.
Yeah, she's a great villain. She is giving us other aspects of the town.
Good villain.
That we didn't think about prior and giving us other details and information. But in terms of progress and in terms of moving forward, Jade is the one for that. In terms of keeping us at bay, Sophia or the man in yellow is the one that's keeping us at bay.
Yeah, let me nitpick that just a little bit because the story, I think, obviously is the entire series, but like the plot itself, because the plot is really attached to what's going on. You know what I mean? And the big question around this is that they're stuck in this town and we have no clue what's going on in this town and how they get home. So while Jade has definitely taken major steps to us getting to some type of resolution to that, Sophia, the agent of chaos, has been the one completely holding us to get to that finish line. Now, it's interesting enough that this conversation should be that Sophia versus Jade and Tabitha, because that's what the prophecy is all really about. It's really those two are supposed to be the one to get us out. The man in the yellow is obviously the agent of chaos, to keeping people there and repeating the cycles and feasting everyone so often. So everybody else is sort of like bystanders to that. So to your point, I agree. It should be Jade. I think I might have won the argument this season that Tabitha didn't show up, not only for her kids, but I think she showed up for the sake of the town, folks. Which again, if they had ended it on episode 8, I probably wouldn't have made that comment like that, because now, given that she's in the tunnel and she's making and doing some stuff, it's not a bad start to say, well, she's down there in the trenches, she's doing something, you know, she's figuring it out, she's putting 1 and 2 together, you know, she's contributing in the mental aspect, but we want to see the results. So we've seen the results of Jade's actions. Jade, as you said, the trip, he's figured out the map of the underground. He's also knew about the bones. He's also provided hope to everybody. Everybody hope meter was at 0. He said these bones are going. Did y'all see Acosta, Danny come in there like, we gotta get these bones, we need that? Also, who else relied on that statement? Donna. Like, Jade himself has really been the battery in this town right now. That is not disputable across nobody. There's no one else that can say that they were all the hope has been taken by Sophia. It's been Jade that's been giving people a little bit of chance to holding on to get back home. Luke, you say it seemed like you wanted to say something there.
Oh, not at all.
Okay.
I thought the biggest factor of it all to me, especially what Kimmy brought up and what I said, was with Jade leading the story and with Sophia holding it back. It's not holding it back in a bad way. It reminded me like of a wrestler heel type story. You don't get Cody completing the story if you don't get Roman Reigns in his way.
That's
like
what a good
need that counterproductive to do, and that's what Sophia does a great job of this season. As it pertains to Boyd, I thought the issue was it was too much left on the table for him to really show the impact in this season. But we'll be able to talk about him, Patty, and all the rest of them a lot, Henry and Victor, a lot later on, because I think those are important elements. But here it is the the struggle between Jade and Sophia.
Listen, it's a good analogy here. Wrestling is one of the best vehicles for storytelling, which is why, as a sort of an athletic combat sports of either you want to say reality TV or non-scripted television, but it is kind of scripted, but you know, that aspect of weekly televising storytelling, it's a great tool to compare things to. To your point, Cody losing to Roman the WrestleMania in Philly. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The
first one.
LA first one, and then Philly the second one. He didn't win, and the air that came out of that place was devastating. You know, because Roman being the heel and Cody wanting to finish his story, only to have the bigger payoff the next year in Philly where he actually does it. So that tells me, to Kimi's point again, and then maybe again, this is that sort of you know, it's a blessing they got the next season, good for them, but to the detriment of the fans that we didn't get a solution here because we get the ultimate payoff of season 5, episode 10. We gotta wait a whole new cycle, you know, a whole nother WrestleMania season in order for this payoff to happen. That's why I said the expectations now are so high, because just like even in the Cody and Roman Reigns story, if Cody didn't finish that story the second time, you just send him to the back of the list. We don't want it no more. We're not interested. This a wrap. So now it's like, are these people getting home? Will they discover the man in yellow? Will they defeat him? What is happening with this Red Thunder that the Duffer Brothers added in this? And when we return for the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, like, this is crazy right now.
Do we even know if they were approved or they have a 10 episode run for season 5?
Do they what?
No.
Do they have a 10 episode run for season 5? Because
we don't know. It could be more.
It may be something like Raising Kanan where they're only going to come back for 8 episodes.
Well, different for them because they got a whole new series. So that's, you know, little different there, but maybe, but we don't know. But we'll see. I mean, they could have 10. They could give them more next season. Who knows how they want to do it? We just don't know. But again, the expectations is episode 1 is deserving of a big episode, and that finale has to land every landing possible. The worst gymnast is going to have to be able to land on this, because now they kind of back themselves in the corner. We got so many unanswered questions.
So many.
Get to work.
So many questions.
And it's fine if they
we ain't gonna ever get the Golem answer.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I forgot about Golem.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, and I forgot. I had an interview to talk to her. So that interview will be available for you to check out for this as well too. Because if you want Golem questions, I got you. I totally got you.
I didn't see the interview yet, so.
Check after y'all finish watching this recap. Go ahead and watch that right there, because that thing waiting for you.
Well, you didn't even say anything about the interview. You could have at least said, "Hey, this is what happened when I spoke to you."
No. I am not going to speak about that one at all. Okay. Y'all can watch. I'm not gonna make no references to that interview one bit. You watch that. That's all I gotta say. You want a Golem answer? Go watch it. That's all I'm gonna say for you. But let's get back to it, because they pull up the tree, and of course the little evil zombie walker, creepy people were like, "Oh, it's nice of us all to be back together again." Very paying attention to their dialogue. But then the sunlight comes in, and they look at the sunlight, and they're just like, "Oh no!" But keynote, the sunlight didn't hurt them. It didn't kill them. They just didn't like it. Made me really have some questions here, because any creature y'all know that's always like a creature that's predominantly at night, like bats, they don't like the sunlight. I think bats can operate during the day. I've seen a bat during the day. Yeah, they mostly operate during the night. I started thinking, like, hold on, could they actually be outside during the day if they had just more exposure to it? Because they weren't hurt.
The one little cheerleader girl looked scared. She's like, oh no. And she backed up immediately from the sun.
But it didn't kill her though. It didn't burn her skin. I mean, it's not like Twilight crystals or exactly. Nothing like that. I say Twilight crystals.
That's like
second Twilight.
Come
Yeah,
on,
exactly.
Twilight.
It's like the second reference I made this season. It's okay. But anyway, they're getting ready to climb up. And of course, the ladder broke because Sophia. But my question, I'm just gonna ask one of y'all this, and y'all, whoever wants to answer this, y'all answer this. Why do y'all think Sophia wanted to keep them down there? Was it just simply death, or you think there's something more?
No, death.
Okay.
It's simple. No need to go too deep into it. Death in the bones. They need to stay down there.
Chaos.
Yeah.
Because
But see, the only reason I question that is because the bones coming out and it didn't worry her. So
it didn't worry her because of the way they took the bones out. So here's the thing. She knew the plan about the ladder, but did she know the plan about them tearing down the tree? No. Like, I don't think that was discussed. It was discussed they needed the ladder put together to get out. Nothing was brought up that they would tear down the tree.
No, they did tell her they were pulling up the tree. Kenny.
Well,
Kenny
she eventually knew that they pulled up the tree, but she was pissed that she found out about it later.
Yes, that's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah. So
there's no fear. Again, she points out there's no fear once you bring the bones out, but the tree ain't there.
Yeah.
But didn't she throw the talisman down the hole where the tree was?
She did. That's another thing. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean questions, but okay. questions.
Comes out that if Gaia comes out that hole like with the Planeteers or something, then I'll have questions. Other than that, it did not. I'm confused why that all it. Okay, let's just get on the page.
Yeah.
So I can have some fun.
Yeah.
I need to get on the page so I can have some fun.
But then after that, once they put the tree up and obviously the ladder broke, the day goes completely dark. So now shenanigans and hell has broke loose. Now, just to be fair, I don't even want to get critical on this. The tree came up. Victor said the tree shouldn't come up. Something wild needed to happen. We needed to see something very visually and very recognizable that something's not right. And in fact, they gave us all of it. It went night out of nowhere for the first time ever. They get a massive earthquake, also never happened. And they also get red lightning, brought to you by the Duffer Brothers and Stranger Things season 6 from MGM Plus collaboration out of nowhere, because these things need to happen when you have these type of shows, right? But yeah, so when it went night, all the little creepy people, they transform into their little mode and whatnot. As I said, the major earthquake and whatnot, as Jade and Tabitha runs in another way. Victor immediately, while in jail, yells out to Kenny to let me out, but he says, "It's happening. I told them not to pull the tree." So to be fair, Victor knew this, but he didn't say exactly what was going to happen. But he's a kid. So I think we have come to a determination that no kid, Julie, Ethan, Victor, over communicates anything. Because I think it would have been a good point of him to tell Boyd last episode to say, if you pull the tree up, we're going to get an earthquake. It's going to go dark. And there's going to be some lightning in the sky.
But did he know? I thought all he knew was that the tree, because all the boy in white told him was, they don't let them pull the tree out. He didn't give Victor like, hey, guess what? Hellfire and brimstone will rain down upon thee with mighty vengeance and anger if they do. No, all he did say, they can't do that. So Victor responded with, don't do this. And I told you not to do this. Something was going to happen. And then something happened.
Yeah. And here's my thing about that. He said it's happening again. And just to my point, I'm just going to throw it to the fans. Him saying it's happening again tells me this is recognizable to something that's happened before. And he is a witness to that. So again, this tells me that he knew a lot more than he was able to say. But he just ended up coming short with that measure of information to everybody. But that's not here to there. Y'all let me know in the comments.
Later to say what I thought about Victor. And you just like itching me there, but we're gonna wait a little later.
Yeah, but y'all let me know if y'all feel like Victor had witnessed this before, or any other thoughts about Victor and his comments about it's happening. Boyd now is trying his best to try to help them to get out of the cave, saying, I'm not leaving them down there. And then everybody said we have to leave. They're all coming from all different directions. They got to go. Okay. And then they get in the car, and actually this was pretty cool how they shot this in the car, sort of 3-dimensional from the different, perspectives within it. But while this is happening, they're trying to escape. This is where Patty, first of all, this was like a roller coaster ride for her, but Patty is losing it. And when they run up against one of the creepers and hit it with the car, Patty was just over it. She was so over it that she grabbed Boyd's blicky and tried to off herself. I got to say, I have no problem with this at all. What a extreme reaction to her feeling we're going to die. I'm going to take it in my own hands. Now, granted, I'm not suggesting that anybody should do that, but I only am pointing out one thing. This is truly what it looks like when you're scared. I find it interesting with her having that measure of close encounters from the dolls and almost dying, and from all of this, that people should start really noticing people's behaviors to certain things. And I'm only bringing it up is because, like, we're seeing very extreme characteristics to things that Sophia also had mentioned, but not having the same reaction. Did Sophia not say those things really creep me out? Never seen any type of reaction. We saw other people lose people that died that they was close to, didn't have the close reaction. They're really doing a great job of showing us why Sophia is definitely the what's the word? I want to say like the something in disguise, but like she's clearly the odd person. The mole, thank you. The mole is a great word here. They're doing a great job of showing us why she is the mole. I swear to God, if she doesn't get caught season 5, episode 1, and there's not major suspicion around her, I'm gonna flip. At
this point, she's just Carmen Sandiego. Like, she get away with everything at this point.
Yes.
They just,
yes,
it's crazy.
That's just my point. It's just like, I thought that Patty's reaction was less about Patty and more about how come Sophia's not acting of any of these sorts of her being scared. Never had any encounters with them before. But I mean, I'm sorry, you've been in town the least amount of time. You had the one scary night with Kenny. You had them up in the diner. You seemed very cool, but you were very adamant about had to go to Connie house to be with everybody because those things creep me out. Somebody's going to have to talk about what does it mean to actually be scared. But Patty's a major liability for what she pulled.
Thrown her ass out of that van so fast.
Pulled right through the
Hey,
window.
exactly. Either I'm gonna throw you out the van so they can get you, or I'm gonna treat you like Joe Clark when she had that gun to her head. Do it expeditiously. Like, do it. You smoke crack, don't you? Like, you got to go. Like, Boyd saved her like 3 times. Like, at that point, you knew it was going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Like, she kept on, like, she was just stuck. And the moment you grab a gun, there's nothing I can do for you. Like, she's never going to recover. She will forever be a liability.
Oh, she crashed out. She crashed right out.
I mean, here's my question that I'll ask us and the fans for the characters in the show. If you can go back to your regular life, what is that going to look like? Like, look at all the trauma that you have been through. Someone like Patty, what is she going to go back to? What can she go back to? What can Tabitha go back to? She went back, heard her mother's voice, and was like, you know what? I got to do.
I think that's a very good question to ask for all the characters on this show.
Yes, and do you want better? It's actually how that show should end if they actually do, to give us like 20 minutes at the end of the episode once they resolve, jump a little forward and say what's life like now. Yes, if Patty makes it out, she should have PTSD. As far as bad as everything she's going through,
everybody would have PTSD. 100%. There's no way you can live through this and be normal after the fact. It's humanly impossible. Yeah, you've seen too much.
Exactly. But yeah, just what an intense roller coaster for Patty and all of them. And I really did think that how they shot that scene was really dope. So we get now Mary and Fatima, and this is just a conversation of Mary trying to keep Fatima at bay. Fatima's like, I want to get out there and do something. Then Fatima start asking questions like, wait, what is it that y'all not telling me? And Mary is still being very calm, cool, and collective. And Fatima kind of asked her, like, "Oh, are you okay? Like, what's going on?" And she basically like, "No," but before she was able to kind of and possibly maybe tell her what was going on between Christy and Mary, what they found out with Fatima about her basically being dead, well, confirmed, because Fatima freezes up and she channels her connection with her son, Mr. Smiley Face. Now, interesting enough, I love that she described that she can feel them when they're in proximity, which I'm guessing maybe they can feel her. But Mr. Smileface is making a V line towards them. And because of the earthquake, which I thought this was actually a really good take here, too, that the talisman fell down and he was going straight in there. He makes it through the first door. They tried to get him to stop to the second door. He gets in there. And wow, Mary tried to defend and protect Fatima, which is interesting because she tried to protect her. Because I think one, she felt like it was her responsibility because she's in care of Fatima. I mean, Fatima is in care of Mary. But they never sat back and thought about like, oh, maybe she's useful because of, well, she connected with them. And also deterrent one the last time. This is bad judgment right here. As much as I like Mary and Christy, and we'll get there in like 1 second, they didn't read the room right here. They were so right about her prior prognosis and whatnot that clearly she's dead. Also, wasn't it just like one conversation ago that it was like maybe we can use her? She's actually the first time we've actually had some effect.
Yes.
And then it came knocking on the door, and it was like, "Oh shit! Well, never mind. I forgot it. Whoops.
I'll protect you."
My man splashing gas, color holding her ass, and played with her balls. Yeah, shout out to Scary Movie 5. That wasn't good. But,
wow, yeah, that was a crazy reference, Joe.
Yeah, we lost Mary there, and right when this happened here, Fatima lets out a major scream, and Smiley Face said, interesting. As what do y'all think he picked up here? Do you feel like he understood the transformation? Oh, you know what? Hold on, I'll answer the question. I honestly think he knew what was inevitable. I think he was surprised it was happening so fast. And
didn't she
do you know why?
Him like 2 episodes ago?
Yeah, for sure. But I think he might have been surprised that it's happening so fast. I mean, when it happened 2 episodes ago, he was surprised. But I think he was really surprised this is happening so fast. And well, it is happening fast because Sophia accelerated her transformation. Yeah, so maybe that was his surprise of like, yeah. So maybe he was like, oh, wasn't expecting that. And he smiled.
Or is it that Sophia accelerated it or changed it?
One or the other, but
because if she was able to control him the first time, and this time she had to scare him away, those are 2 different reactions. If I could control you like she did the first time, she wouldn't have needed to scare him away. So what is it that, again, another unanswered question, what is it that Sophia's blood actually did to Fatima?
Yeah. So that's a good question. My other thing is that he smiled. He was happy. He was pleased. I think he feels we may have an ally. He may be looking at this in all sorts of ways that's a benefit to them. So yeah, obviously we're not gonna find out exactly what his thoughts were anytime soon. But catch our back for it. Unfortunately, we lost Mary here. And then immediately after that, everybody shows up. They drive past Smiley, who is smiling. And Mary
not to attack them. Like, I'm done.
He said job was done. I think he came and got what he needed there. He saw enough to like we're in get. I mean, it's a lot he could be thinking. It's like, oh, she's transforming and maybe she can exist during the day and she's one of us. I guess we good. We got another day walker here, you know. You be thinking anything like that. Yeah, he just like, all good. I don't got nothing to worry about here. Ain't no worries. I'm out. But yeah, anybody shows up at dinner, they see Smiley Face. And then when they run in, they only to see Mary bleeding out. And of course, while that's happening, Christy tries her best to try to keep her calm. And I think we get very high ranking sad moment for a death on television, because when Mary is dying and she knows she's dying, she just says like, just give me a kiss goodbye, and that's her final moment. Good. I thought there was something very suspicious, very ominous with their relationship over the last few episodes. I think their arc was very self-contained, besides Christy holding Boyd accountable for stuff, but a lot of it was really with them, and with them having disagreements and working out and talk about promises towards what they're going to do in the future and stuff like that. That's why I said, like, I have a feeling one of them is not going to make it, and it's not the payoff as if something positive, but I think this is a solid arc for the two of them, and
no whisper that Fatima turned into something, like none of that. That's what I'm waiting for. Like, lean in closer. I'm gonna turn into a monster, and then she dies. Like, something.
She's one of them. Leaning closer. Omelette du fromage, like with the Dexter real quick. But yeah, I don't know, it's sad, and you know, we have to kind of see where the payoff is going to come. What's the next step for Christy without her girlfriend, without the future that they were thriving to be? I mean, does she have hope? Is she motivated? Is she discontent? You know, it could be anything at this point.
That was her hope for the place.
Oh, 100% was. Now we see Sophia and Elgin, and she says, listen, my guy. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to broker the same deal with you that I gave Clara. You in or you out. And my boy decided to take it up to his boy, Jesus, up in the sky. And she said, listen, brother, that ain't going to work for me. And said, Hope, give me your hands real quick. And I'm just going to be honest and say, this was a death that did nothing for me.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. I honestly don't think we're going to have anything to talk about for him and the domino effects from this at all. Besides the fact that somebody's going to say, where is he? Now, who you think?
Are they really?
Who you think will be the
only person that would ask for him is probably Fatima, maybe Donna. Donna just on a cabinet shift. Fatima is down there with Smiley, and the other person that may have asked for him is the one that gouged his eye out, and she's the one that I'm waiting to figure out who Sophia really is.
Yes, but like all I thought that whole scene was, damn, she's killing the mentally disabled. Like nothing else clicked in my head. Like it gave you nothing else because it just felt so anticlimactic for it to be him at that moment. Like I expected him, if he would have tried to run with Chloe in front of him, and he tried to run, and then she had to chase him down, which would put her in vulnerability to tell find out that could have been interesting. But just you got a choice. Grab my hands. What? No, absolutely. I already was explaining to Jesus. I'm not touching you, devil woman.
Yeah, and the bargain is just like, hey, work for me, and I'll get you home. You'll get out of this mess and whatnot. But
she's not getting you home.
Yeah, that at all. And hopefully Clara wakes up by saying, like, bro, I don't know what you think you were promised, but this is a 360 deal. It ain't looking good for you, homie. Like this is a wrap. You know,
it's one of them death row deals.
100%.
Nowhere.
Yeah, blood in, blood out, and
exactly.
It's getting real close to that for her. But immediately after he dies, the sun comes back up, and she tells, first of all, this is the most sinister Sophia's been, really, and says, "Get rid of the body. I don't care how, do it." But then after that, we see her going to get grab the talisman from the door and say, "Clara, I'll see you soon." Anyway, just to wrap up all the Sophia and Clara stuff, Sophia goes around town collecting talisman, and Clara did too. And they meet up with each other, and that's it. And obviously the last scene, but that's really it between them. Donna went to go check on Henry. Henry is acting very weird, talking about, it was dark during the middle of the day and whatnot. He said, that's new. And then he's still trying to struggle between what's real and what's not real. I gotta tell you, honestly, going dark in the middle of the day, that's enough to have you wondering what's really the reality right now. So that was more of an effect towards him than anybody, if I may ask. But after that, he's looking through all the Victor stuff. He finds bullets, and then immediately his priorities shift to finding the gun after Donna says that Victor had the gun he's carrying his mail in his lunchbox. That is now in Victor's sheriff's office. Boyd and Randall checking on everybody, wanting to know what happened. And he says, I'm sorry, Boyd is asking Randall what's happening. And he says, wait, what happened? And he immediately sends it in. Then we can see Fatima and Ellis, and Boyd eventually comes in there, and they just talk about everything that happened with Mary. And what happened with the Smiley, and said basically he smiled at me and then left. Fatima is not really providing, all the, God damn, if this ain't the town of people, like say it all, like get it all out,
say
man.
something.
Yeah. But when Boyd, after that conversation, he goes to look for Christy, where they say she's in the room, and Christy's just in there sobbing, who's still holding Mary's dead body, breaking down. Everybody could hear it, so we can see the effects of her grieving instantly from everybody. And then after that, the big old red lightning bolt hits the sky from under the tree, and Randall, who's outside, said, "What the hell did we do?" Perfect answer to perfect answer to this episode. What the hell did y'all do with this episode? Exactly. But Ethan and Julie and Donna, they're all out there watching that, and they're also waiting for Tabitha to come home. And then Acosta shows up and says, we can kind of hear her say, like, we don't know where they are. Sophia's still collecting talisman. Henry goes to the sheriff's office. He obviously, and everybody does this. They go into a place, they yell out somebody's name once or twice, and then they go in there and they start raiding and stuff. God damn it. We talked about leaving doors locked and why doors are being locked. Now I see why. They did answer this question.
Fucking
lock your damn doors there. Yeah, because Sophia had no problem going to anybody. You know what's interesting? They didn't show her going to Sarah's house, because we know Sarah's house was damn sure locked. That might be the only place that's safe.
Well, no, but Sophia got a key there. She don't need to break in. She got a key.
They got keys? They got keys.
That's one thing they never answered that question.
Sarah got ADT. She's not allowing that. She got a ring door. She got a ring doorbell.
She got that Vivid system in that show.
Yeah. All this about why the door's locked, I see exactly why now. But anyway, after Henry gets the gun, Kenny comes in. Obviously, Henry's acting weird. And Kenny slightly maybe picked up on it, but whatever. Henry's out. Ethan, Julie, and Donna, and as Ethan's breaking down about, she's not coming back, the cabinet start doing their thing, the paranormal activity stuff happening, and of course, we don't know why, as I talked about earlier. But immediately after that, Ethan flips out, saying she said she was going to take us home. She was going to get us home. She lied, everyone's going to die. I'm going to be here alone. And Julie is there for her brother, basically saying, like, we're going to figure this out. We're going to take care of each other. Kenny and Boyd, as they say, well, this isn't the day we hope for. Big note here from Boyd. Victor was right.
Yep.
All I'm saying is, because of course we won't be talking about this next week, what are you going to make of that statement, sir? Now that you acknowledge that the guy that you thought might have been a little out of his mind and you had to...
It's 100% right.
Yeah, 100% right, huh? So you need to put him to the front of the class and the front of your task force team and start listening, because the boy knows something, you know? But then Acosta comes in and said, like, hey, we got to go back there and get the bones. You know, this basically, long story short, she said, gave everybody hope. This is and then when people start questioning, you know, what if they survive, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And of course, as I said, Boyd tried to, you know, basically, devil's advocate everything and tried to walk everybody back from it. Sarah notices activity on the radio, and that gives them hope, and it shuts Boyd the hell up in this moment. Jade and Tabitha, they're stuck down there. I don't know if there's anything to make of them besides they're stuck. They're trying to figure out a way through.
Yeah.
And Tabitha gave Jade his props about being heroic and so on. they bring the body out of Mary after this, and of course Christy's there, who looks like she's doing okay a little bit for the moment, but we know she's definitely going to be greatly affected by that. I expect her to be buried next episode. However,
Really?
you know what next
Yeah.
episode, season finale, I think they're going to show her being buried. But you know what else? I also think we need to remember that boy said there was no more room.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. Yes. It's no more room in the end.
Oh yeah, but we're going that. Listen, I think the slightest little thing here is going to be a problem. You're not going to bury her girl. She's not going to have that. I don't know what's going to happen there, but the slightest thing there, because you think about like intentions in terms of different things they put in there. They made it very clear that there was no more grave space. What are you going to do? And of course, Elgin, we're not going to find his body nowhere or anytime soon. No. They have her body. What are they going to do for her? It's going to be an interesting thing going forward.
So we don't cremate people in from? Like,
no.
Well, they're going to have to start because first of all, how did Clara drag Elgin? I ain't even playing with y'all.
We're not here to ask those like logical questions.
I'm not even playing with
Listen, you better stop playing with Clara Arrington of your Washington Commanders starting at linebacker. She gonna do the thing. You gonna see
what's the name?
She got that blood. She got that blood in her. She gonna be all right.
Oh, what's this movie?
It will be interesting. It will be interesting if the blood did give her like enhanced strength.
Okay, maybe that's it. Look at us answering questions.
It would be interesting.
Look at us trying to come up with logic out of situations that's not giving us any.
Look at us.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
So Boyd and Ellis. Boyd is saying they got a signal, so he's telling Ellis and Fatima that he's going in the cave. It has to be them, and of course Fatima's like, I can help you because I can feel when they're close. Sophia's still on the loose. Victor and Henry. Now, this was a little bit of a good arc between the two of them. I have to say, when you said it earlier, Kimi, I didn't necessarily agree, but I absolutely I recognize it now. First of all, I don't want either Henry or Victor to be killed off the show because I love both of these characters and I think they're both fantastic actors. But for the sake of the payoff and for the sake of that very high level devastating moment, I mean, this could have been it. And I don't think that Ethan should have gotten shot. But let's just say that if Ethan somehow level. That would, I mean, seriously, that would have been insane.
This show would have went from unknown to people talking about it.
It would have went.
You can't shoot kids.
Yeah, no. Not in American shows. No. I mean, Korean shows all day.
All day. Ain't no kids. They fuck them kids as they model.
Yeah,
but in American shows,
no.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. I have a very interesting question for both of y'all too here, and it's something that I thought about, especially as we were watching this episode. Have we all noticed that the only person Sophia has gone out her way to make sure that they end up dying is Victor?
Henry?
No.
Victor. Oh, because of Henry
by sicking Henry on him. That's the only one she's gone directly after. The other ones, it's killed by consequence. Like Elgin was by consequence. You had to die because you didn't want to join me. Here, she poisoned Henry strictly for the reason to kill Victor. Why?
Yeah. I mean, we know he has the most information. I think we had this conversation about like how vital Victor is.
We've had this conversation how vital we think Victor is.
Oh, yeah.
But we need to get to the point of realizing that would we believe possibly Tabitha and Jade to be is who Victor is.
No, I just think they all have different contributions to everything. But I mean, I said it before. I said that I thought that Henry was going to end up pulling what Boyd's wife did in the town. And of course, it would make sense being that, Victor is considered the anchor, which by this illusion of a fantasy world that he had, that he would have to go through. And this is all because of Sophia's and hers and whatnot. So like, it's there for it to make sense. It's a reaction or response to everything that makes sense because of everything they put in. But to your question, I think you're asking is why is Sophia targeting Victor in the way?
Why is she targeting Victor the way like that? It pops into my head.
He's the leftover.
And I wonder, is it especially with Victor saying this is happening again? Like, was Victor's true connection with the boy in white?
Yeah.
And how strong is that Sophia or the man in yellow realizes it's too strong for him to be there?
Yeah. Is there like a connection with Victor, the boy in white, and just the town that makes the cycle rehappen? Like, is it something with that? You know, because the man in yellow could be trying to get out of here too. And maybe Victor or whoever could be a part of trying to looping things around.
Victor's part of the loop ending. And that's what the man in yellow does not want to happen. And that's what you get by the end of this episode, by that conversation, is that he doesn't want this loop to end.
Yeah.
He enjoys this loop.
Yeah. Facts. One or the other. Yeah, facts. But yeah, this is just the conversation with Victor and Henry, where Victor apologizes to Henry by basically saying he took his hope, his happiness. He said, like, you were good, you were happy, we were roommates, everything was good. I showed you the picture and you just turned upside down for you. And then Henry says, yeah, but I got this blicky though, and I was in this other world chilling, and you was there, and you talking about you need to come home. And I ain't like that. So honestly, I gotta off you for the sake of me getting back to where I want to be. And when he points the gun at him, Ethan comes in. This is actually a really wild scene if it had went down any other way.
Hey, because it looked like it should have.
The gun didn't even discharge or anything. It's so crazy. But yeah, Victor stops him, protects Ethan, obviously, and then Victor says, like, you know, you were supposed to protect me. You said everything was gonna be okay, and clearly that was a lie, and he said it was a lie. Now Boyd, Ellis, and Fatima in the cave. They eventually, I mean, long story short, they eventually meet up with the other two, Tabitha and Jade, and he uses his gun to shoot the bamboo sticks or sticks, whatever they were, to get through.
I don't know.
They try something.
Work, but sure.
Yeah, it does work like that TV. But really quickly, Fatima. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, two things I missed. Fatima using her spider senses for everything. She was able to pick up when they were getting close and whatnot, to when the creepers were getting close. And then Tabitha was looking at the skull and realizes that the skull was the little girl. He's like, it's her, and she starts to cry and then lets Jade know. I'm sorry. I am sorry. What? Why was this a revelation for Tabitha? Was it, I mean, please tell. I'm coming to you, Kimi, here. Please tell me it wasn't just my viewers. This wasn't just my viewer eyes here. This was established in the story somewhere. Jade knew the bones had to be of the kids. He knew the kids were down there. Why was the skull a surprise to Tabitha that it was the girl? And she immediately, and I get that Jade was down there, so he witnessed it firsthand. But I would think in a conversation about the bones being a kid, like, help me out here. Was this just because Tabitha first is now putting this together? Or was this just like them both piecing it together that this was like, help me understand Tabitha's reaction to this moment?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what. Why was she so surprised? I have no idea why she was so surprised. Y'all been having these little kids follow y'all around day, noon, night, saying I'm cooey all fucking day, and now you see this skull, and now you surprised? What? I don't know. I don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I will say the skull did look just like the girl's head too. Like they nailed that.
Yeah, it did. It looked just like a little funny little shaved head.
Yeah, everything was there. Like you saw this little girl. Did she think that it was a figment of her imagination? Possibly.
Yeah.
There's no telling. Hold up, I got one question for you. This is Lucas' random question number 2. How the hell did Boyd, Fatima, and Ellis find them so fast in the collapse cave?
Somebody tell me. How they found
That's all I was confused. All I was confused about was wait. This cave collapsed. How the hell did you get? How did you get to them? and them not get to that exit because you like explain like it they got to them in less than 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Time is a different
Time is relative.
Time is relative.
From land.
I mean, we didn't need to spend too much time in there, but like, yeah, it definitely was a speed run through that joint. And honestly, I think the only measure of like maybe saving grace here is maybe Fatima was just
That's what I was
using
hoping
her
they would say.
abilities, you know, maybe something like that. But yeah, they spade run through that joint. Like it wasn't an issue for them one bit in getting through that joint. But I ain't mad at it. It's okay. Yeah.
We gotta
move on. Yeah.
We gotta get
but anyway, after that, they meet up, and when it's time to get out, the creepers are getting close. And Fatima said, "Yeah, say less. I 1v2 them, no problem." And she gets ready to transform, but when she does that, she says, "I'm gonna buy you time. Remember who I was." As Ellis decides to finally show up this season and say nothing, actually, and in attempts to make it seem like he was trying to stop his girl, who's dead, who's transforming, who actually could win this. But I don't know. That other creepy guy was looking kind of stalky. He might, and he obviously got some reps on him. Listen, I don't know, man. It ain't okay. So the question is this the last time we see Fatima?
In Almost Dead Alive, Fatima? Yes, it's the last time. She's a part of the other people now.
So you think
the term was permanent?
Yeah, it's done.
Oh, the turn is permanent.
Wait, you thought she was gonna come back upstairs and come live among the living after she did that?
No. I just mean like, is this it for her being on the show? Like, is that it for her? What do you think?
No, now she turned into one of them. Now she's gonna be killing them. She gonna be on door next season.
That would be interesting. She does become like a bad guy, and she's just on attack next season.
I thought Boyd was gonna do what everybody wants him to do.
What's that?
Ellis was fighting back and he's like, "No, Fatima." Boyd was gonna put his hands.
Go ahead.
No, don't run, son. No.
Yeah. But after that, we see Sophia walk in, and then the boy in the white and says, "Oh, you're all grown up." And says, yeah, they got the bone. Says, but you're gonna lose this time. She said, I have to admire. I always admired your optimism. And she says, I guess we'll see. And she pours all the talisman down the tree.
She says
and
they don't have the tree. They got the bones, but the tree is down.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So that ends it.
What does she mean you've all grown up?
Well, they have to address the elephant in the room. Why don't you? He's a grown man right now.
Yeah, like, I did watch one of the other seasons. I was like, he was a little boy. I'm not even sure if it's the same actor, but
it was season 2 to season 3 when he grew like 3 feet. I was like, listen, that's going to be hard to play off.
Yeah, the Duffer Brothers, bro. They listen. They know how to. They brought them in for consultants. They was like, hey, we need you to show these young kids are grown now. Show us how you can do that. And it's like, can we throw lightning up there? Yeah, we'll do that. Y'all got anything else here? I mean, I addressed my questions and concerns earlier. Anything else?
If I wasn't so invested, I probably would check out. But because I do want to know, I'm attached to Boyd, and I do like Ethan. Ethan, I like his storyline, and Julie for right now. She annoyed me initially, but I do like Julie. I do want more of the story walking. I want them to revisit her trying to go back to change the cycle of time, to change what happened to her father, and maybe that's what changes their outcomes. Yeah. I do want to revisit that, so I want to see if they touch on that in season 5. Otherwise, I would have been checked out.
Yeah. What about you, Lou?
It's. I think the investment is what keeps you around with this show at this point. Like, I'm so invested. I need to see how this ends. Even if I think it's going to end badly, I need to see how this ends. Like, I need to. Like
Yeah.
it's so many questions that it arises from this episode. It's so many things that went unanswered, as we constantly said. But I don't want to gloss over some of the positive things that were showcased in this episode that I did like, and I'm holding on to those things. I'm holding on to what does everything mean for Victor. I think that's a huge thing for me, and I want to see that happen. What about Boyd and his mental breaks? Are we ever going to have a discussion about that for him
Yeah.
in this town? And then what are we going to do about this Scooby Doo monster that is running around unchecked? Like if we don't eventually, if some giant dog don't come in here, Raggy, did you like you don't notice what she's doing here? Like again, we need to see these things. So that's the hope that you hold out with from is that these things have to show that everything has to come to a conclusion next season. How are we
Yeah.
going to do it? Are we going to do the grand scale of things that you said before, make up for this lackluster 2 final episodes, and say we're going to hit you hard with every episode in this next season because we know we have to close this stuff out. So there's
Yeah.
going to be no filler. You're going to get everything so you understand where these people are at, including something after the fact, after whomever gets away from this place. And how does that transition look like for them? That's what I'm hoping for in this last season.
Yeah, I listen, to be fair, I don't think the last 2 episodes, 9 and 10, are per se bad episodes. I just think that placement wise and Tony wise is not they're not accustomed to designing seasons in this
No.
way. So they're definitely majorly disappointing to our typical or more normal design of how the seasons are. Again, if these episodes were a 1 and 2, no problem. If
Yeah.
8 ended as the finale, no problem. But again, with them being a 1 and 2, that means 3, or in this case, 1 definitely has to be something. It's not
Yeah.
even a question. And then it just tells me, like, if episode 501 is explosive as it should, which is technically 3, episode 5, if they do 2 in that episode, if they do 10 episodes, episode 5, which will be episode 503, it's not a bad third episode again when you think about it. So it's not bad in a way when you're thinking forward, but it's definitely just not how they have done stuff.
Yeah.
So
At all.
yeah,
They've trained us in a way to expect certain things
Yeah.
throughout the season. After seeing episodes 4 and 5 from this season, you could have never told me in a million years that this was going to
Still
end.
in this. Yeah. That's the
Never.
sad part.
yeah, facts. But yeah, listen, folks, we had a good time with you all 10
We did.
episodes of this
Yep.
season.
Mhm.
It's been so cool kicking it with you all. Show us some love, like, subscribe, and all that other good stuff. And let us know your thoughts about all of this season, and definitely the finale in season 4 of
Yeah.
From. Until next time, because who knows? I hope we get a trailer announcement, something, because, and even if they make content, because they make very good content and they've been very clever over the years with their content. But I need to see a little bit of something. I mean, I to the point we almost are owed an end credit scene here. So if you're not gonna do an end credit scene, drop the teaser, drop that teaser trailer or something. I know they have to have had it done, or they had to have something enough to be able to show us something. And or worst case scenario, take us to Comic-Con. They're no strangers to it. Take us to Comic-Con and show us something. Because this is not a wait that I'm going to say I'm sitting here comfortably for the next one. But I'm eager to see how they're going to do this and what they're going to do this. Just don't want to be waiting too long. But y'all let us know y'all thoughts about this season, predictions for next season, and all of that good stuff. Thank y'all for watching and kicking it with us all season round. Stay locked to the channel for other content like this and so on. From your folks here at the Culture Collective. Thank y'all so much, everyone.
Peace.
I